Hello, welcome to Drunk Storytime with Quefish. I'm Quefish. This is my new apartment. It's fantastic. It's also a little bit echoey, so I apologize if it's echoey. Anyway, it's been a while. I have such a list of stories that I've been compiling that I want to read. And of course, getting caught up with older stories that, like getting back into Not That Bad when you get used to it, and Good Intentions and stuff like that. All of those cracky one-shot stories. So hopefully gonna get back into doing some stuff. Tonight I am barefoot pink Moscato and deliciously sweet. And I have no real reason why this isn't themed at all. It was what was cheap and available when I went shopping for wine. I don't even know why I still do wine. I mean, I could always branch out into other stuff. I think I've heard Cousin Serena talking about barefoot. Ooh, oh, that is deliciously sweet. That's not bad. So, now that you've seen me crack open the wine, oh, and as you can see, I've got like just the barest amount in that bottle. So, I have a new one just in case. So let me get set up and let's read some stories. I'm back. God, it took longer than I would have hoped. But I had unexpected tech problems right in the middle there, where normally I have my work computer, my work laptop is on my docking station, and I have all my shit hooked up to that. But my work laptop spontaneously decided in between 1 second and the next that it is not really interested in connecting to the internet anymore. So when I try to log in for work on Sunday, that could get interesting. But so I had to swap out. Luckily, within the past literally within the past few weeks, I did buy myself a laptop. It's, like a refurb 17 generation old, because, obviously companies don't give you the newest tech. And I bought a laptop to match my work laptop so that way I could use my docking station, because I'm smart. Anyway, so let's get started with this nonsense. Now that I've, changed my shirt and changed my computer and gotten all cranky. So, we're starting today with refilling my glass just a little bit. And I'm going to put the last of this bottle of Chambord in it for excitement. Son of a bitch. God, Drunk Lisa's strong. Okay. Ew. Drunk Lisa's messy. Okay, so this particular story, teen and up, and this was actually a gift. and I'm very excited because I was going to do it on the live stream, but then I didn't, and I felt really bad when I discovered that the person who wrote it had visited the live stream also. Magic Rat was on the live stream, but I didn't want to put it in the live stream because I wanted it to have its own video, because I don't get gifts very often, and I thought that as much as it would have been nice for them to hear it done live, and that would have been really cool, I thought that I wanted it to have its own video. So I hope, Magic Rat, that you understand why I didn't end up doing it, even though I kept kind of teasing it because I really did want to, but then I didn't. But I hope that my reason is okay. So this is part 2 to a story called The Truce. The first truce was, if everyone remembers, Gabe, Michael, and Sandalphon come over to Crowley and Aziraphale's flat. It's Crowley's flat. And Bees is there, and they're there kind of like to all play nice and play buddy-buddy. And Bees' fly, I don't remember the fly's name, farts and like clears the room. So so this is part 2. This is The Truce part 2 by the Magic Rat. And of course, every time I say that, all I can hear is David Tennant in my head going, the highway rat. But anyway, so The Truce part 2. Gabriel, Sandalphon, and Michael are invited to a Halloween party. For me. Let's see. So, here we are, muttered Gabriel, making nice part 2. I can't wait. He, Sandalphon, and Michael stood outside the bookshop, just as the sun was setting. Inside, the shop was alive with children, parents, candy, punch, costumes, punch around those books, horrid decorations, and carved pumpkins lit up with candles. Are these morons celebrating a pagan holiday? Asked Gabriel. We have an angel who shacked up with a demon to stop the apocalypse, said Michael. Why would anything they do surprise you anymore? Well, no arguing with that. He approached the shop, but they were stopped by an enormous bearded man covered with tattoos, dressed as Tinkerbell. A faint whiff of evil told them that he was a low-level demon, probably a friend of Aziraphale's. No costume, no entry, said the demon. The trio manifested wings. The demon was not impressed. Everybody here knows that ain't a costume. Well, what do you expect us to do? Snarked Gabriel. The demon snapped his fingers. Immediately, Gabriel became Luke Skywalker. Michael became Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Sandalphon became an Ewok. Michael shrugged. Works for me, said Michael, and slipped past the demon and into the party. Why are you here? Gabriel asked the demon. Because I didn't want the stupid war either. So when I found out little Azzy was having a party, I volunteered to help. Are you going in? I look like an idiot, said Sandalphon. So how's that unusual? Asked the demon. Gabriel went inside as Sandalphon, dressed like an Ewok, got into a fight with a hairy demon dressed as Tinkerbell. He snapped his fingers and changed into He snapped his fingers and changed into traditional robes, wings on display, and his trumpet over his back. He was immediately latched onto by a very pretty girl dressed as Maleficent. "Dance with me." "I don't know how to dance," said Gabriel. "Me either." I love it. "Let's just have fun." "Wow, your wings are amazing. They look real. Did you make them?" Gabriel had no idea how to answer that. Then the girl excused herself to go greet some friends who had just arrived. Gabriel went in search of Aziraphale, ignoring a remark made in the background about Tinkerbell beating the shit out of anyone. Serves him right. Sandalphon will always and forever deserve every bad thing that happens to him. And I believe that. A chorus of small children yelling, "Ew!" drew his attention, and he looked to see Aziraphale sharing a kiss with the demon. Wonderful. Crowley was dressed as Eros. Black wings, black shining armor, and black glasses that the ancient Greeks simply did not have. And who was the Butterball dressed as? Psyche, of course. Well, he had to go throw up now. "That's disgusting," said Adam. "Kissing is not disgusting," said Aziraphale. He and Crowley were seated on a low table made of heavy planks and likely very old. "Someday you may want to try it yourself." "Barf," declared Adam. Gabriel walked up to the pair, looming over them. Adam and his little group of friends were neither impressed nor intimidated. "Oh, look," said Pepper. "It's the angel who likes to see moral kids suffer." I love Pepper. "I do not," said Gabriel. "No, you just like to start enormous world-ending wars that don't impact children at all," she said. Gabriel glared at her. "Don't you have someplace to be?" She smiled at him. That's when he noticed she was cradling Beelzebub's fly like a kitty. "Well, I was thinking about giving Steven Spielberg some jam." Wensleydale screamed and fled. Gabriel sighed and looked to Aziraphale. He made himself smile. "Well, this is quite a party you have." "I throw one every year," said Aziraphale. "They're fun." "And you're not worried about your books with all these people and drinks and food?" Gabriel asked. "Oh, no," said Aziraphale, bumping noses with Crowley. "I made certain they were protected." Gabriel felt a little hand tug at his sleeve and looked down to see a very small girl. She was absolutely tiny, dressed up like an Egyptian pharaoh, complete with a fake beard. Her brown eyes were enormous, and she asked in a low voice full of awe, "Is you the Archangel Gabriel?" "I am, actually." "Missing a descriptive word in there somewhere, aren't we?" said Crowley, feeding an M&M to Aziraphale. "Why is an angel at a Halloweeny party?" inquired the child. "I was invited, just like you were." "Does God know?" "I would suspect so, yes." "I has a question, and if you is a real angel, you'll know the answer." Crowley perked up. Oh, I just love it when small children ask questions. They're usually so inconvenient for the one being asked. The child stood on her toes and asked Gabriel in a hushed voice, "Do angels molt like my budgie does?" "Yes," said Gabriel. "It takes a very long time, it's very itchy, and it leaves dust that gets everywhere." "I knew it!" she exclaimed gleefully. She then turned and shouted, "Father Thornton, the angel says they do molt like my budgie." Across the room, an older man, dressed in priest's robes, sighed heavily, then came over to where the child was standing. "Anna, we had this conversation. Angels do not molt." "Oh, but they do," said Crowley, then added, "Trust me on that one." Aziraphale nudged him and the pair snickered. Gabriel looked offended. Why would angels not molt? Asked Gabriel, his tone indignant. The priest looked to Aziraphale. I do wish you and your friends would stop teaching blasphemy to the children. How is this blasphemy? Asked Aziraphale, genuinely astonished at the question. Angels do molt. They do not, or the Bible would have mentioned it, said the priest. Stop teaching lies to children. The priest stormed off. Little Anna spied her mother and ran to her, talking about angels and budgies. Gabriel and Aziraphale stared after the priest. I think you should kick his ass, said Crowley. So do I, said Gabriel. He called us liars. Well, said Pepper, he likely doesn't know you really are angels. Maybe if he did, he would have accepted your answer. Do demons molt? Brian asked Crowley. Yes, said Crowley, and some of us have the additional pleasure of having to shed our skin once every few hundred years or so as well. Oh, you're so cute when you're all molty and sheddy, said Aziraphale. I am not. I look like someone ran a leper through a pillow factory. It's adorable. You're biased. I am, Aziraphale admitted, smiling widely, almost wiggling with glee. And you're adorable. Crowley gazed at him. Angel, if you wiggle any more, you'll grow a puppy tail. Aziraphale giggled, then moved closer to whisper into the demon's ear. Crowley coughed in surprise, then leaned back to look at him. I genuinely cannot believe you just said that to me. What did he say? Asked Gabriel. You're not old enough to know, said Crowley. Angel, darling, are you drunk? Oh, no, just tipsy is all. He wobbled visibly. Crowley kissed the end of his nose. Well, you will certainly sleep tonight. Sleep? Said Gabriel. So you've taken up sleeping now? I have, said Aziraphale, having a sip of wine. It's fun. Crowley taught me. I'm certain Crowley has taught you a great many things, said Gabriel. His words were heavy with implication. Aziraphale did not seem to notice. I love sleeping. You should try it. It's wonderful. It refreshes the body. There are lovely dreams. It sharpens the mind. Yes, well, you could certainly use a little help in that department. Aziraphale gazed at Gabriel, bleary and unafraid, and, despite his protestations, rather drunk. Crowley and I were friends for 6,000 years, and you never noticed. I don't think I'm the one who could use more sleep, dearie. Good. Crowley snorted into his cup, stifling a giggle. 6,000 years? Said Brian. Pepper just gaped, her mouth hanging open. Yes, said Aziraphale. He was so cute in the days of Eden. You really should have seen him, with his long ringlets and bright smile. I love that smile. I'm going to die now, said Crowley. That long? Pepper managed to say. Well, we didn't admit it, of course, said Aziraphale. But really, how could anybody not love Crowley? Definitely dying, said Crowley. Maybe God gave him to you, said Brian, as a present. What? Exclaimed Crowley. Why, in the name of hell, would God give me to an angel? Because God knew he would need you, said Pepper. That's it. I've never been so insulted in all my life. I'm going to kill myself right now. Can I watch? Gabriel asked politely. He looked to the priest once more. Why is he here? He's not having any fun that I can see. I'm assuming that having fun is the whole reason for a party. He is, in his own miserable way, said Crowley. He shows up every year with the intent of being miserable and offended by all the humans playing dress-up and celebrating Satan's birthday. I thought Samhain was the night their ancestors came from the other side to see how they were faring, said Gabriel. It is, said Crowley and the children in unison. So he is here purely to be offended, said Gabriel. Not entirely, said Aziraphale. I allow he and 2 of the local parishioners to do a little bake sale to raise funds for such things as clothes and food for the poor. Well, I realize they may not understand that they are hip dip. Well, I realize they may not understand that they are hip deep in angels and demons, said Gabriel. He pointed to the gigantic red-eyed fly that Pepper was holding. But how do you explain that? We tell people that she is a Garomedes heros from Bolivia, said Pepper. It's the largest fly species in the world. I see. And why exactly are you bug-sitting? Pepper pointed to a small form passed out face down on a table that normally held books. One arm was dangling off the edge, and the overall garb appeared to be that of the late lamented Sid Vicious. The Lord of the Flies has been defeated by the mighty adversary Bacardi and Coke, said Crowley. Pepper allowed the fly to wiggle free and bobble and buzz her way into the kitchen. And why is Beelzebub here? Asked Gabriel. Oh, Bees never misses a church bake sale, said Crowley. I'm not even going to bother asking why, said Gabriel. He looked down as something that looked like a filthy and unwanted teddy bear walked up to him. You look awful. Thank you, said Sandalphon grumpily. Some help would have been appreciated. I'm sure Gabriel had complete faith in your ability to get your ass kicked, said Crowley. The demon looked in the direction of Father Thornton, who was complaining about the party being full of homosexuals and deviants. It's an awesome party. Aziraphale handed Crowley his wine, slipped off the table, and wobbled over to the priest. Please leave, he said sternly. The priest seemed greatly taken aback. I beg your pardon? Depart now. You do not care for my company. You are offending my guests, and I see no reason for you to continue darkening my door. Go. Father Thornton departed in a huff. Aziraphale wobbled his way back over to his demon and managed to somehow clamber back up on the table. Crowley gave him a kiss. Bravo, Angel. You showed him who's boss. Thank you, but I'm not done yet. He called us liars, and, well, I won't stand for that. He accepted his wine back from Crowley. I shall be having a word with the good father after the party's over. And what word would that be? Asked Gabriel. Revenge, said Aziraphale. They watched as Wensleydale ran by screaming, brandishing Steven Spielberg over his head. Bug bomb! He yelled as he raced by and out the door, which Uriel held open for him. The angel was the last of the group to arrive and had chosen to dress up as a puppy. Spielberg must have found the jam, remarked Aziraphale. He looked to Gabriel and smiled. In the meantime, would you please allow me to tempt you to some very good wine? After all, we are here to make merry, as per mother's wishes. Gabriel thought about that, then said, Oh, why not? Father Thornton was tucked into his humble bed, in his perfectly suitable and quite appropriate quarters, dreaming of nothing terribly exciting. Slowly it occurred to him that there was a light in his room, a powerful golden light and the scent of flowers. He opened his eyes and gasped as he saw before him nothing less than 5 angels. The foremost was the man he had seen at the party, still clad in robes of white and violet and holding a long trumpet. Suddenly Father Thornton became annoyed. Who are you people? He demanded. It had been a while since Gabriel had to use his biblical voice, but he still had his chops. He was also drunk off his angelic ass. Uriel, Michael, and Sandalphon were not far behind. Aziraphale, however, was by far the most inebriated. Father Thornton, cried Gabriel, You have accused an angel of the Lord of lying. Father Thornton was suddenly not so sure that these were just Halloween pranksters. I would never do any such thing. I would never do such a thing, he said. When little Anna Jenkins asked of the Archangel fucking Gabriel, doth thee shed thy plumes? Oh my God. Doth thee shed thy plumes as doth mine budgerigar? I can't remember how to pronounce it. The angel affirmed this to be true. Gabriel pointed at the priest with his trumpet. Did you then not declare this to be an untruth and blasphemy? But, said the priest in a small voice, silence! Thy punishment doth come now to thee on swift wings. I call upon the demon Crowley to administer the first wave of thy chastisement. Crowley stepped forward, holding a bucket of what proved to be very runny and sticky jam, which he then threw over Father Thornton. Dripping with goo, the priest just stared at the glowing reddish-gold eyes of the demon. Why is a demon traveling with a group of angels? That's a really long story, said Crowley, trying to stand up straight. He dove out of the way as the 5 angels raised their wings in unison. Behold the second wave, cried Gabriel. The flapping churned up a veritable tornado of dust and feathers, which glued themselves to the sticky jam, leaving the priest looking like an overused cat toy. And now, behold the third and final wave. Aziraphale stepped forward and carefully placed a gigantic fly on the priest. As the enormous insect poked happily at the jam-covered man with its proboscis, the 5 angels and 1 demon vanished. And just what are you supposed to do? He wearily asked the bug. The fly continued to excitedly poke at the jam. Then it paused as if thinking. Then it farted. Oh, I knew that was coming back. That was cute. He got jammed and feathered. Oh, that was so cute. Oh. When Hannah asked the Archangel fucking Gabriel. That was cute. I loved it. Thank you so much. That was The Truce, Part 2 by The Magic Rat. So, again, I'm sorry I didn't read it during the live stream, but it was so it could have its own video. So, thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye!